All right, we're back. Okay. I'm going to make sure that this is actually working. Facebook seems to be misbehaving today as well. Was disconnecting a little bit. So, okay, we will just dive straight into Bitwig, which is what we're supposed to be doing today. Here we go. Desktop. So, like I was mentioning, Bitwig, pretty powerful DAW. The Germans, obviously German engineering, very ingenious, really. I quite like it. I'm still learning, to navigate my way around. But for now, I've got a session here just with some kind of scratch drums. You can't hear any of this right now. It's playing. We're seeing the meters bouncing. And if I wanted to stream this to somebody on the other side of the Sessionwire connection, I would take my master fader here. So Bitwig has a master fader that automatically opens in any kind of blank template. I'm going to insert the Sessionwire Send plugin on this master fader. So let's dig in here. We'll find Sessionwire folder and the Sessionwire Send plugin. There we go. So the Sessionwire Send plugin essentially acts like a bridge between the DAW and the app. And as long as in the app I have my Sessionwire HQ audio source set to Sessionwire Send plugin, which it will default to on install. If I hit play in Bitwig, we'll see the signal show up in the Send plugin. I'll see it show up in my HQ audio meters, and that means that it's going to the other side of the Sessionwire connection. So we'll test this out really quick. Great. I can see the signal showing up in my HQ audio meters, which means as long as whoever I'm connected with has their side connected properly, they can hear, audio coming out of their machine, then we're good. So I'm going to give Dan Smith a call here in Sessionwire, which is essentially my laptop connected through a switch via Ethernet. So now if I played audio in Bitwig, Dan would be able to hear it. See my meters moving. That means the audio is making it across to Dan. We also, when I hit play in Bitwig, you'll notice that the mute button here on my Talkback stream goes red and the meter stops moving. And that's because we have an Automute feature built into the Sessionwire app. So if you go into the little gear icon here and select either local or remote or both Talkback Automute, as soon as you hit play in a DAW with the plugin, a Sessionwire plugin in it, it'll trigger the Automute to function. So one more time here, play. There we go. Excellent. So I'm streaming audio to Dan. He can hear it as long as he's got it set up on his machine. So now I'm going to have Dan play some music back to me. And because I have the HQ audio destination of my Sessionwire app set to my audio interface, I'll be able to hear that audio straight away without changing anything in Sessionwire. So it makes it possible on install, because it defaults this way, it makes it possible to stream audio back and forth using the Send plugin only, and you'll be able to hear it without changing any settings on your machine. So here we go. I'll get Dan to play some music. There we go. So we could hear that. It was coming straight out of the audio interface. It's not showing up in Bitwig, right? There was no meter bouncing in Bitwig. It was just coming straight out of my audio interface. So now I'm going to try to bring that signal into Bitwig. So I'm going to add an effect track. This is just how I prefer to do it. You can set it up however you prefer. I'm going to add on that effect track the Sessionwire receive plugin. Sessionwire receive. That plugin lives here, so I'm gonna, it automatically labels it, which is fantastic. Sessionwire receive. And we're gonna go over to our left-hand side. I'm gonna select this plugin here. The left-hand side here shows options available for that plugin. And I want to make sure that suspend is set to never. So this plugin will never shut off. If somebody streams me audio, it will never shut off. Some plugins shut off if they don't receive audio, if this isn't turned to never. So there we go. It's also set to my master fader as its output. So this will present a problem, which we'll see in a second. I'm going to change my HQ audio destination to Sessionwire receive plugin. And Dan will play audio. We'll see it show up in his HQ meter here. We'll see it show up in the receive plugin, and we'll see it show up in this meter here, but we'll also hear an issue. So here we go. Okay, now I think you could probably hear that issue. Let me mute my notifications here. I'm getting bombarded. So the issue is I'm receiving this audio on this track here from Sessionwire, and because it's set to the master output, it's being sent back to Dan Smith, who I'm connected with in Sessionwire, through the Sessionwire Send plugin that's on the master fader. So we've got to do some kind of like rerouting here. There's a couple ways to do this. The easiest way is to set the output of this return or this effect strip to speakers. So it's going to go directly to my speakers and not touch the master output. So we'll get Dan to play it again. There. Easy. So that audio is coming into my session right here on the Sessionwire receive track, and it's going straight to my speakers. It's not touching the master fader, the master channel, with the Sessionwire Send plugin on it. The other way we can do this is I can bundle all of the audio that I want to send across the Sessionwire connection. I can bundle it all into a group and put the Sessionwire Send plugin on that group. So we can check that out here. I'm just going to get rid of this Send plugin. I'm going to group these all together. Oops. Let me try that one more time. Again, my Bitwig prowess is limited here. Oh, why is that not grouping? Is there a dialog box here somewhere? Very strange. There we go. Group 1. So this is going to be my Sessionwire Send group. And on this group right here, I'm going to put the Sessionwire Send plugin, which means that all of this audio in this group will go across to Sessionwire, and this output of this receive track that I had over here that seems disappeared because I'm touching buttons that I don't know what they do, keyboard shortcuts and things like that. Sessionwire receive. So there's the Sessionwire receive plugin. Now this can stay on the master output. So if Dan plays audio, that incoming audio is touching the master fader, which is fine because that Send plugin now lives on this group. So I can drag audio tracks in and out of this group depending on whether or not I want the other person to hear what I want to send them. The other way we can do this, I'm going to ungroup this. We'll get rid of that. The other way we can do this is we can create another effect track and put the Sessionwire Send plugin on this effect track. Sessionwire Send on this effect track, and we can use our busing here to send audio that we want to go across. So for example, I've got Superior Drummer on this track here. If I wanted to send that across the Sessionwire bridge, I just bump up the send to my Sessionwire Send effects track here to Unity. So pretty simple, right? Also, Superior Drummer is amazing. There we go. A couple of ways to send audio across and receive it without having feedback issues or looping issues and that kind of thing. So I'm going to turn these both these plugins to never. The other thing that we can do is we can bring our Talkback audio in and out of Bitwig. So if you wanted to be able to route Talkback audio, to a custom headphone queue that you've set up for somebody in a live room in your studio, we can do that as well. So I'm going to create a new audio track. This audio track, I'm going to rename it Sessionwire Talkback. And on this audio track, I'm going to make sure that the input is set to something that's receiving signal. So for me, that's channel 1 of my audio interface with this microphone right here. And the output, I'm going to set to my speakers. So it's going to go straight to my speakers and not touch this master fader. This is just, again, how I prefer to do this. I'm going to insert the Sessionwire Talkback Send plugin. And immediately after that, I'm going to insert the Sessionwire Talkback Receive plugin. So this channel is going to act as both the transmitter and receiver for all the Talkback audio in the session. Okay? You can do this a number of ways. This is just one way to do it. So if I input arm this track, we see my voice is now showing up here. I can change the Talkback microphone in Sessionwire to the Talkback Send plugin, and we'll see the meter still moving, but now my voice is coming from Bitwig Studio on this track right here. Okay? Now if I wanted to bring the incoming Talkback audio from Sessionwire into Bitwig, all I need to do is change the speaker of the Sessionwire app to the Talkback Receive plugin on this track. And now if Dan were to talk, we should see the signal show up here in this meter, though Bitwig is a little bit weird like this, so we might have to make a modification to our setup. So let's see here. Internal microphone. There we go. So yeah, this is as I expected. We're actually going to split up the Talkback Send and Talkback Receive plugin. So this is Sessionwire Talkback Send, and this is going to be Sessionwire Talkback Receive. And I'm going to slide the Receive plugin over to this. So now, if we go to speakers on that channel, arm this one, so I can see my voice show up in Sessionwire from this channel right here. And if Dan speaks, we should see his voice show up on this channel here. There we go. So Dan is speaking. I'm seeing his voice show up. Tap my computer. Showing up on this channel right here. So Bitwig does something a little bit different than other DAWs. If you input arm this channel, you can't actually input arm it. It's just record armed. So programs like Logic or Pro Tools or Ableton, you can actually input arm it, so you're monitoring the signal coming in, but you're not record arming it and sending that signal straight through the channel strip. Bitwig does that. It kind of overrides that input arm setting here. So this is it. If I see a few people watching. If you have questions, please drop them in the comment section. These live streams are meant to be very short. They're just kind of a quick blast of here's how to get set up with Sessionwire and a particular DAW. This week it's Bitwig Studio. Next week it's going to be Studio One, which is pretty exciting. Studio One also very powerful, very affordable. Bitwig is as well. So if you have questions, please put them in the comment section. I'll hang out here for a couple of more minutes, but this is going to end very imminently. Please head to sessionwire.com, www.sessionwire.com. Check it out. Let us know what you think. There's a little chat bubble in the bottom right-hand corner of the window. Open a chat. Say hi. If you have any questions, we're more than happy to answer. If you want a tour of the Sessionwire you want to connect with me over Sessionwire and have a tour, let me know. support@sessionwire.com is the email address you can reach me through. I think we'll leave it there for today. So thanks for joining me. Thanks for putting up with the technical issues at the beginning. Next week will be Studio One. And please bring your questions, tell your friends, and we'll see you there. Cheers.